Beef is marinated, onions and chilies are sautéed. The beef is then seared and cooked in the Instant Pot. And while it's sliced, potatoes are added to the gravy. Welcome back to Kravings Adventures. I'm Karen Ahmed. I'm going to be remaking my famous pot roast recipe, but this time I'm going to be making it in the Instant Pot. Many of you have Instant Pots now and you're asking for these recipes, so I'm happy to show you how to make this in one pot. Before I go any further with this recipe, do make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure to ring that bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. Now, let's get cooking. I have a nice chunk of sirloin tip here. This is 3.8 pounds, that's 1.742 kgs. This is much bigger than the chunk of meat I cooked in my earlier video using my regular pressure cooker, as my Instant Pot is an 8-quart and it can easily accommodate this. I'm going to cut this into 4 chunks. Now for the marinade. I'm going to squeeze the juice of 2 limes all over the meat. This will help tenderize the meat. I'm also going to add salt to taste. 6 tablespoons of ginger and garlic paste. And I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of fresh cracked pepper. I'm also going to add 1.5 teaspoons of red chili powder, 1.5 teaspoons of turmeric powder, and 1.5 teaspoons of cumin powder. I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of vinegar, and I'm going to mix everything well together to coat the meat. I'm using Goa vinegar here, but you can use malt vinegar or even red wine vinegar. If you can't find any of those, you can just use regular vinegar. I like to pierce the meat with a couple of cloves per chunk on all sides. This gives the meat a wonderful flavor. For best results, marinate the meat overnight. I'm going to set my Instant Pot to saute mode. Add some oil and I'm going to add in 1 cup of sliced onions, 3 green chilies, and once this gets going a little bit, I'm going to add 6 dried red chilies. Add some salt to help caramelize the onions. Once the onions are caramelized, I'm just going to remove the onions and the chilies and I'm going to keep them aside. I'm now going to add in my marinated chunks of beef and I'm going to allow these to sear. If I am to be honest, I prefer to sear the meat in a frying pan. I find that the temperature of the Instant Pot does not get quite as hot and it may take a while to sear. And the sear on it is not that great, but it can be done. Add the onions and chilies back in. And I'm going to scrape all of that leftover marinating liquid. Now I'm just going to add salt to taste and half a cup of water. I'm not adding too much water as there's already some liquid and the Instant Pot builds up a lot of steam, so half a cup is plenty. Cancel saute mode and set the Instant Pot to pressure cook for 20 minutes. Once it's done, allow the pressure to naturally release and then open the pressure cooker. Look at this. I'm going to remove the pieces and I'm going to allow them to cool. I'm also going to set the Instant Pot back to saute mode. some slices of potatoes and I'm just going to add these in so they can take on the flavor of the gravy. It's also time to slice the meat and remove the potatoes. Slice the meat, and when it's all sliced, I'm going to take this and return it to the gravy. Serve this with potatoes and the jus, and this is ready to eat. Thank you so much for joining me on Cravings for Adventures. I hope you enjoyed this delicious recipe for pot roast. I love this recipe, but it's even simpler when you make it in one pot. If you love the video, guys, give it a thumbs up. Also, leave me a comment below so I know what you think about the video. And do share my recipes with your family and friends. Also, be sure to follow me behind the scenes on all of my social channels. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. Until I see you next time, take care. Bye.